Should come front to focus while they are speaking. Okay, they are speaking now, focus. Okay. Otherwise, go for the felicitation, just to zoom in. Okay, felicitation. Salva, gift. You should. Book release also you should. Okay, same.
Sir, I heard a lot about you when I went to Taiwan. I was just I went from 3rd December to 6th December. So you went to I met and then I met the Vice Premier for Foreign Affairs. So everybody was mentioning because we worked with Fox.
Partially good.
Yes. Very good, sir. They told me you were the most active person there. And Jawaharlal also told me, and the former ambassador is only the vice premier. Yeah, please sit down. Tamilisai.
Good afternoon to all. I welcome you all on the behalf of Tamil Stream JNU to the 4th and last day of the Tamil Heritage and Indian Language Week, which is named as Thiruvalluvar Day. I hope you all might have known Thiruvalluvar, the author of Tiruchirapalli, a classical Tamil ethical literature containing 1330 couplets written 2000 years ago. Before we are heading to the speeches of Thiruvalluvar Day, I kindly request everyone to stand for Tamilisai Soundararajan. Thank you all. Now it's time for the felicitation of guests. I humbly request Honorable Vice Chancellor of JNU to honor Thiruvalluvar. Right and left. To honor Sridharan Madhusudanan Aiyar. Thank you. Now I humbly request Professor Emabalam, Center of Indian Languages, to honor the Honorable Vice Chancellor.
Ayyo, why? Photo, please come, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I kindly welcome the Honorable Vice Chancellor of JNU, the Chief Guest, Thiruvalluvar and Sridharan Madhusudanan, and all the professors and students to the Thiruvalluvar Day. Now, it's time for book release event. May I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor of JNU to release the book edited and written by the scholars of JNU's Tamil stream. I humbly request the Chief Guest, Thiruvalluvar and Sridharan Madhusudanan, to receive the books. First, Muraimai Systematism. It's the compilation of JNU's Tamil stream's 15 years journey toward excellence in research. It depicts the way through which the Tamil stream have travelled. It includes book reviews, paper presentations, seminars, researches, and all the achievements done by the scholars of Tamil stream since its emergence, even during the COVID hardship period. This book also acts as a digital pathway containing QR codes through which we can listen the video recordings of various events uploaded in.
That's right.
Please come.
வாங்க சார்.
Next, Neriyalar, the guide, the intelligence named as Balasubramaniam. This book contains the articles written by the students of late Professor H. Balasubramaniam on his commemoration event. These articles reveal how he helped and linguistically guided the Tamil students. Next, Ariviyal Tamil Tata, Scientific Tamil Pioneer. It contains the articles given by various scholars on the commemoration event conducted by JNU's Tamil stream for late Professor R.M. Sundaram. He who is a language adept and pioneer of introducing scientific technical terms in Tamil. Next, a distant view on Tamil. Tamilin மீது தூரத்து பார்வை. This book portrays the achievements of Professor E. Annamalai, retired visiting professor, Chicago University. Being a linguist and having teaching experiences from various institutions across the world, he helped in the modernization of Tamil. Next, Oppiyal Parvayil, Tamil Cheviyal, Tamil Classics, a comparative perspective. This book contains 13 articles written by professors and scholars comparing literatures and grammars of various languages like Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu and Sinhalese. These articles were presented during an online seminar conducted by Tamil Stream amidst COVID period. Next, Neeladadikaran. This book is a Tamil translation of the work titled The Blue Beard by the French author Charles Perrault. This is a book of fairy tales first in its genre. It is translated in Tamil by Mr. Naresh Velshami, a scholar from Tamil Stream. Next, Agapurlum Samaskrita Muktaka Padalgalum. This book is a compilation and Tamil translation of three papers written by Professor Siegfried Linhardt comparing Tamil classical love theme and Sanskrit single stanza poetry Muktaka. This work was done by Mr. P. Kamalakkannan, scholar from Tamil Stream. I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to Honorable. Next, Yanadi Ilangai Chalavu 2.0. This is a travelogue written by Mr. T.K. Tamizhagam, scholar of Tamil Stream, based on his visit to Sri Lanka for participating in an international oratorial competition, Face to Tamila Face 2017.
Very good.
I request Honorable Vice Chancellor to honor him. Thank you all. Next, I humbly request the Chief Guest, Sri Sridharan Madhusudanan Aiyar, who is the Joint Secretary at the Ministry of External Affairs, New Delhi, to deliver the felicitation address.
Vanakkam, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and my dear senior, Shamadhan sir. I grew up looking up to him as college students, and we have visited him from college time. I've been in touch with him. It's a great honor to be on the same stage. And of course, Professor Arvindan, Professor Chandrasekhar, all this. You know, in Tamil we have a saying. It's called Kollan Kadayil Pusipad. It means that you go to a blacksmith and try to sell him a needle, saying that, you know, needle is made of metal and this is very important. So the blacksmith is going to laugh at you. Right? He said, you know, I'm a blacksmith. I feel like that, looking at all of you. Right? You people are the blacksmiths working with language, and I'm here to speak about language to you, amongst you. It's a distinct honor and clear privilege to be here. In Sapiens, one of the recent books by Harari, Noel Harari, there is a story about language. I normally tell this to friends. We all know Apollo 11, which went to moon. In US, what they actually did is to train, for the first time people are going up and they are going to stay for a while in moon. So they trained them in a desert in the western part of USA. It's a desert area, so they will be trained. And when the training happened, they met one Native American. There are many Native Americans in that area. So they met one of the Native Americans. So the Native American said, "Who are you?" Then they say that, we are part of an expedition. Shortly we will be going to the moon to explore it. Then he says, "Oh." Then he falls silent for a second, and then he says, "Can you do me a favor?" "What is it?" He says, "In our tribe, we believe that our holy spirits are in the moon. We tribes always pray to the moon, and we think that our holy spirits are in the moon. Since you are going to the moon, will you pass a message to our spirits when you go there?" So the Astronauts say, "Okay, tell us." Then he says something in his tribal language, and he tells them to practice it, memorize it. They practice, say it again, he repeats, say it again. Then they got it. At the time they are asking him what it means. Then he says, "No, I can't tell you, because this is a message that only our tribes and our Holy Spirit should know. So you have memorized it, you go tell them and they will know." So they come back to the campus, and they practice it more, and then they find among themselves somebody who knows this language. So after some days of search, they find one person who can actually speak this language, but who is ready to translate. So this person comes and they repeat, "This is what tribal man says and what it means." And he says, "Okay, tell me." And he listens, and then he starts laughing. And he laughs so much, and after that he says, "This is not a message for the Holy Spirits. It's a very practical, pithy message." What it means? This means, in their tribal language, don't believe even a word of what these guys are saying. These people are there to grab your land. Harari says this to say that a language is for communication, sometimes bypassing people. But more importantly, Harari talks about two more concepts. One is about when the tribals, when they started, or the ancient Homo sapiens, when they started, probably they will say there is a lion coming, there is a bison coming, we should run. But he says that is where we were actually not really developed people. Our development came when we started gossiping and telling stories. Gossiping is about, I am talking about you, not about life. Right? In your absence. That itself needed more brain power for us. And the third one is when we are actually talking about the story, the narration. You come and say something, and the conceptualization. I am a Chinese speaker. I'm from Foreign Service, as probably some of you know. When you join the Foreign Service, you have to choose one CFL, compulsory foreign language. I chose Chinese for two reasons. One, I don't know anything about Chinese. I didn't know at the time. And also that they said that it's one of the most difficult languages in the world. Normally you are very arrogant when you are in early times, so I said that I shall. I regretted many times that I have done that, but still, it's a completely different kind of language for me. It was nothing familiar to me in terms of how it is, how it works. When Kriya Publication came up with a translation of one of the Chinese book translations done by C. Money, they wanted a Chinese character design on the top. So I was in Hong Kong at the time, so I called my Chinese friends and we worked on it. And I told them this is how it is going to be. So Tamil lecture, but can we try to make it into a Chinese looking script? So I'm writing, say, money. Then the Chinese guy is asking, this letter, on which stroke it stands? What do you mean, which stroke it stands? No, in Chinese, we all know that every character, we know this character stands on this stroke. So which stroke? We have to start with that stroke and then go. From that, how the visual form of it, very different. And in Chinese, actually there is no alphabet. There is no A, B, C, D. It starts with ant, ball, cat. You have to learn in the same way. For example, now I was introduced to Madam Shobna, and if I look at her, I cannot decipher what could be her name. Right? If I don't meet her for five years, I'm actually bad. Even 5 weeks is enough for me. I will forget her name. Somebody has to tell me again. Right? If this is Madam Shobna. Right? So in Chinese, each character is a familiarization. You cannot actually add the characters together. All these complexities are coming in, and then I realized that how wonderful it is to have a country like India with diverse languages, and we haven't really picked up many of these languages, and then the connecting with the other languages. Actually, I did a very small work of translating some Chinese classical poems into Tamil. They are similar to the Tamilisai literature. So when I did that, it was an amazing experience. And they also, in many of the Indian cultures, we say that when somebody is sneezing, somebody is thinking about it. Yad karna. In Tamil also we have. In Chinese they have that. When somebody is sneezing, there is a poem about 2,500 years ago that it talks about this one. Now the young gentleman who introduced, today is a Thiruvalluvar Day, when he said that this book is about Thiruvalluvar Day, this day is Thiruvalluvar Day. If you notice carefully, he used the word ethical book of 2000 years. I, as a language practitioner, I always feel that we should shape the books of their age. We should shake them, throw the age out, and use it for today. I'll tell you, I was not really prepared to speak about it, but since this triggered my thought, I'll tell you two things about this. Tirukural, all very famous, 1330 lines and 133 chapters. There are two things which recently it just hit me. How sharp this can be. Let's say in the contemporary world we have good friends and bad friends. If you have a bad friend, what will be the example or an idiom you will use for a bad friend? And all of us have. I could be a bad friend for somebody, but this is the context. You have good friends and bad friends. And when you have a bad friend, it's actually 821st one in the Thiruvalluvar. He says that, when you go to a butcher shop, you are buying a mutton or something. There is a particular, they take the mutton, keep it, and then they cut it. When they cut, there is a wood on the bottom, right? That in Tamil is called pattadai. Not many Tamil people also know. Do you know pattadai? No, pattadai is, that is dress. But pattadai is actually a wood, right? This wood, he says, false friend is like a pattadai. Why? He says that is the closest to the meat when it is cut, and it is helping so that the meat will be destroyed completely. When you have a false friend, he's not even like a third person. He can actually assist the killing of you perfectly. It's almost like a Kill Bill kind of modern movie when you think about it. Right? This is written 2000 years ago, very pithy. And if I'm married to my schoolmate, so we are lovers for 40 years or so. If any one of you have loved, you will know this one, right? This is actually 1141st poem. Right? When you start loving, I'm sure Tamil Bharathiyar, they have a long queue going on. When you start loving somebody, there are two ways the love will be confronted. Right? Your parents or your uncle will come and say that, what is this? I heard, I think somebody says that you are with they saw you with that girl in the park. What is this? If I see it again, that's it. Right? This is one part. Another is somebody who comes and says, you know, people are talking about you. I think they are saying that you are going with this girl. What is this? Be careful. Now, Valdur puts it in a very contemporary way. Any lover will identify with this. He says, these idiots, the rumor mongers, the idiots. Why he is calling them idiots? Because they are threatening, they should be afraid. But Valdur says, these idiots do not know that only because of this rumor, I am becoming more and more hopeful that I will get married. The more they develop the rumor, I am hopeful that I will actually marry her. And these idiots do not know. He actually says that these idiots do not know. Can you get more contemporary than this? And finally, you know, I'm in this because I'm coming from my office. We all attend a lot of meetings. Right? Valdur is giving a very practical tip I've used in many of my meetings. When you are among the enlightened people, when you are among the sparkling, when you are among the dull people, what you